It's the time of year for winter sports and hobbies. On the water, that means ice fishing, snowmobiling, and even hiking. But with changing temperatures, the Coast Guard is preparing officers for emergency ice rescues throughout the North Country.
Whether the person who needs to be rescued is in open water or they're clinging to an ice shelf, we can deploy different techniques and procedures to rescue them. So it all depends on when we show up to a case. We'll have a team leader who will evaluate the situation and decide the best course of action going forward.
Ice rescue certification is required for the Coast Guard in Alexandria Bay. They train to use sleds, small boats, and flotation devices on calls.
As soon as the ice starts to set in, our guys are out going through the motions and doing all the different techniques. We have certain competencies that we have to ensure that we get done.
Now, the equipment that the Coast Guard uses for this training is nothing less than intense. And all the gear that officers have to wear just to deploy an ice rescue goes to show how dangerous ice can truly be.
No ice is safe ice. Regardless of your knowledge of the area or how long you've been out recreating on the ice, you have to be prepared for the worst. So always assume when you go out on the ice that there's a likelihood that you may go through the ice and that you're prepared appropriately.
Chief Nelson says the most common calls this time of year are from snowmobilers or ice fishermen.
The most common calls that we have is an individual who went through the ice. You can also encounter individuals who get stuck on an ice floe. So they'll be out fishing or out recreating on the ice, and that piece of ice that they're on will break free and they essentially get stranded.
So if you are out on the ice, be careful. And if there's an emergency, call 911 and the Coast Guard. Reporting from Alexandria Bay, I'm Isabella Colello.